Hello, welcome to Sun and Star Farm. This is October garden tour of my vegetable garden. We're still dealing with drought. We did have about a week of rain back in August, and we haven't had rain since. So we're back in drought mode, but I'm being a little bit more diligent on my garden on watering to keep everything alive. Um, this garden was replanted back at the beginning of August after dealing with 3 months of drought and losing the whole entire garden. It's actually prospering pretty well. Um, I'm getting a late summer crop. Preparing right now to plant seedlings for my winter garden, and then we're supposed to have 90 degrees at the end of the week, so I will have to start them and keep them indoors for the next month or so until our temperatures drop a little bit lower. We have been running in the upper 50s at night and the mid 80s during the day, but we're still having days in the 90s, which isn't good for like brassicas. So let me flip this around so you can see what's going on, and I'll give you a quick tour. Thanks. Now I have cardboard laying down and a big stack of cardboard here. I'm in the process of getting all the cardboard down now that the temperatures are a little bit cooler, and bringing in the wood chips that I have out front to do my walkways. So I've been laying cardboard down and watering it. But my first bed, I have asparagus, and it is doing wonderful here, which I'm really excited about. There's some weeding that needs to be done, which I'm planning on doing this week. I have some zinnias that I planted and some celosia, just to add a little bit of color. This bed used to be onions and leeks and celery, and it now is having a slight rest period. I do have Egyptian walking onions, but the caterpillars have gotten to them and kind of eaten them down. I'm hoping they survive. And then I have some lemongrass back here that's doing really good right here. In this bed, I have eggplants along the back side. And the eggplants are doing pretty good. They are, most of them, about waist high already. They're all producing a lot of flowers. I have seen some babies. So I should have okra soon. More babies. I have different variety. I have obviously having an issue with caterpillars right now. We have caterpillars twice a year that are real bad, spring and fall. And I don't spray any chemicals, so I'm battling. I come out and pick them off, but every time I turn around, there's more. And they are definitely doing a number on my leaves. Oh, see? Cutter worms and tent worms. And again, I don't kill them either. I just throw them on the other side of the fence, probably defeating the purpose. But everything has a purpose. So, but let's see. Aren't those pretty? I hear a hummingbird buzzing. So these are doing pretty good. I have many variety. I have the long purple, long green, long white. I have the pink tang long. I have the regular dark purple eggplant that you normally find at the grocery store. I have eggplant. They look like little white Easter eggs. Yeah, look, caterpillar ate it. So once it starts growing bigger fruit, the caterpillars don't get to them. Should have a large production. This is okra, which I do need to come out and pick. This I also have, I believe, 6 variety. This is crimson spineless. And I have burgundy. That's burgundy right there. That's red. You see, these things are massive. They're taller than I am. And the flowers are beautiful. The flower hasn't opened yet, but it's like a jungle. These are Star of David. They're fat, star-shaped okra. What are you doing in here, Rage? You know you're not supposed to be in the garden. That's more of the orange. Star of the David. Goodness gracious, look at the caterpillars. Come here. Oh. I could spray BT. This is a different color. Look at that. Oh, come here. Get off, get off, get off. One there. 2, 3. Look at that, 3 on one leaf. I'll come out here usually with a cup and collect them and take them over to the chickens. But they do a number. There's one right here. Look at that. I know as people squish them and kill them. I mean, I'm not a tree hugger, but I do have a lot of songbirds, and they do come in here in the evening, and they do eat a lot of the caterpillars. And I don't want to do something that's going to take away a food source of theirs. I mean, we all are struggling to eat, so I kind of like to help out where I can on the wildlife. The flower's about to open. That'll open tomorrow morning. The flowers are beautiful. They kind of remind me of a Rose of Sharon when they do open. Which I'm surprised I don't have any open right now. Anyway. And then I have long beans, which these I have not picked. The caterpillars have gotten to them too. I'm saving these couple of red ones that I have left to go to seed, and I'm gonna let them dry. These are red long beans. And these, oh, butterfly. And then I have, these are squash bugs. Yeah. So, it never fails. There's always some type of bug eating my garden. Trying to remember the name of these, and I've completely drawn a blank. I have Thai soldier beans. That's what these are, Thai soldier beans. I need to come out and pick them. And you have, no, caterpillar got those too. And these are Japanese wing beans, which I never got any beans off of them. I mean, the vines have grown, but I haven't gotten anything off of them. I haven't even seen them go to flower. My lima beans, on the other hand, Rage! Get out of the garden! My Lima Beans, on the other hand, are doing really well. I can feel beans in there, but they're doing well. That's what I wanted to do. Now zoom out. Now zoom out. There we go. Sorry. Camera issues. Come here, Rage. Come on, Rage. You know you're not supposed to be in here. He's so bad. The dogs like to be where I'm at. Anyway, so that's my bean trellis. And they're doing pretty good, other than I've just recently started having some pest problems. But, I mean, seriously, is that not just beautiful? And the beans hanging down. At night, the lights come on. They're just beautiful. Just beautiful. What do I have up here? Oh, another caterpillar. Sorry, buddy. Oh. And then my peppers are just doing pretty good. I gotta come out and stake. They're falling down, but look at that. They're absolutely loaded. I do need to come out and stake. They've just gotten too heavy. I need to come out and pick peppers. They probably wouldn't be falling so bad. Aren't those beautiful? These are all varieties of sweet peppers. Over here are my hot peppers, which seem to love the heat. These are habaneros. And then jalapeno. They're looking good. I need to come out and pick. And then the purple and white, which is one of my favorites, is it's more of an ornamental pepper, but it's hot. It's called a jigsaw. And it's got these little tiny peppers. Oh boy, do they pack a punch. So those are doing pretty good. My basil's doing pretty good, but I think I need to move it to get more sun. This tree provides shade. In the spring and summer, the sun sets more over there. But as it gets later in the year, the sun sets more over there. And then this tree becomes a big shade issue. And all of this gets shaded from 3 o'clock on. Even my peppers that normally get full sun through the summer are now starting to get shade earlier and earlier in the day. Which for now is okay. But down the road, what the heck is that? Goodness gracious, Gertie. Look at that caterpillar. That thing is freaking huge. Get off. Alright, this is the squash patch. I planted this the beginning of August. We normally have issues with vine borer. And I planted this later to see if I could just get away from them. And I have not had any issues, knock on wood. So I think next year I'm going to do the same thing and wait until August to plant and see how it goes. Now, everything that I planted is a short day or short time frame for production. Smaller squashes, things that are about 55 to 60 days is what I've planted. I have planted a wide variety of summer squash along with winter squash to see how it goes. These beds were empty due to the drought, and I wanted to try to see if I could get at least something. I love squash. It's one of my favorite vegetables. So this was kind of an experiment. I figured worst case scenario, I wouldn't get anything. I wouldn't get anything out of an empty bed either. So might as well plant it and try. And I am finding that this is working fantastic, and I definitely will try it again next year. I have multiple variety. Whether or not I can find the tags to these varieties is another story. This is a small round squash. Hoping for tags. It is a Zapalado Squash. It's an Italian squash, and I have a bunch of babies, so I'm excited about that. And then this is just regular yellow summer squash, but I have babies and some squash that'll be ready to be picked soon. Excited about that. And then this is just regular zucchini back here. And I do have some babies on that. Anything over here? I'm not seeing any babies. And then they're doing really good. I'm really impressed at how well they're doing. This is Scallop Squash. And this plant is just covered in babies. I've got two of plants. You pick the fruit when it is about 4 inches. They're about 2.5 inches now, so I'll be able to pick them soon. More babies on this one. This is just regular yellow summer squash down here. I got babies on that. I also have a big massive caterpillar that's gonna get kicked out. I get so tired of caterpillars. Come here. No, you're being evicted, dude. Anyway, I have got a ton of butterflies, even though I don't have the flowers I normally have. Oh, he's beautiful. Anyway, squirrel, let me tell you, I get distracted easily. Now these are vining squash. They are short day. This is a, what is this? Winter squash. This is a harvest moon. And the vine, there's a baby. This vine goes everywhere. Comes over here with them babies. Up there. Kind of taking over the trellis. The vines are thick, but they climb well. You do have to train them. So I'm constantly out here pulling vines up. What I'm really impressed with, look there, these are coming from over here. I love the leaves. They're variegated. They're beautiful. But lots of babies on this one. And this is, where's my tags? There it is. This is a winter squash butterkin hybrid. And it's doing really well. And I've got tons of babies. So I'm hoping all of these, Rage, did I not just kick you out of the garden? He's like, we don't care, Mom. I'm just going to follow you. And then I also have a sweet dumpling, which is like almost like a small, not an acorn, but like a small, oh gosh, I can't think. I can see it in my head. I hate when that happens. Anyway, not an acorn squash, but I keep wanting to say summer squash, and I know that's not right. Butternut. butternut squash. I think that's what I'm thinking is butternut. So it's a small version of that. Doesn't quite get as big, more of a single serve size. And then behind here are sweet potatoes. Once again, caterpillar invasion. These guys volunteered. I had pulled up my sweet potatoes and there was just some loose vine left in there, and it regrew itself. So I'm not looking free food in my, not going to turn it down. I'm not going to tell it no. So I'll be curious to see if I get potatoes. My first harvest, because it got so hot so fast, I only got a couple of potatoes. So I'm hoping, if I can keep this alive and going, that I will actually have sweet potatoes to harvest. Rage. Butterflies. This is a flower garden. This over here is a flower garden. It's actually a memorial garden to a dog that passed away a couple years ago that we had a horrible freeze here in Texas, and I wasn't able to get him to the vet. He was in kidney failure. He'd been in kidney failure for almost a year. His name was Bud. But he passed away during that freeze, and we weren't able to get to a veterinary clinic or to get him to be cremated. I have all of my dogs cremated, and unfortunately I was not able to do that with him. So we ended up burying him back here, and I did a memorial garden over the top of his grave. I have replanted it. I did have 3 rose bushes back here. Jenga, what are you doing? Sister, back up. Back up. Yeah, so much for that, huh? I try to keep you guys out of the garden, and this is why I fail miserably. Anyway, so this is a memorial garden. I've got elephant ear, some hollyhocks. I have cannas. I have some foxglove that's planted, and yes, I do know it's poisonous to dogs. Normally my dogs are good and aren't in here, but they're normally not outside when I'm working in the garden, just for the fact that they are Velcro and they need to be wherever I am. And unfortunately they do everything they can to get into the garden, and my fence does not always stop them. So I have some flowers in here, some coreopsis and dianthus. I just planted a lot of this yesterday. I had them started in seed trays. I do have a lemon tree that I planted back here. I don't know if it'll stay. All of my fruit trees were supposed to be in the flower garden on the other side of that fence, but due to current situations, it has become an area where the ducks and the chickens hang out, and they are eating and killing everything. A lot of the stuff that I planted in here was supposed to be over there, but unfortunately that garden has been put on hold temporarily until I can get a different type of fencing to keep them out. Unfortunately, when you love animals and you have animals, it is a whole new ball game for gardening, keeping critters out of things they're not supposed to be in. Oh, I do have elderberry too that I planted. I had flowers and everything on it earlier in the spring. You see how tall the branches were. The drought killed that too, but it's coming back at the base, so I'm excited about that. Continuing on, I took all of the cattle panels off of the T-posts. I needed to build a buck pen for my 2 bucks. I have Nigerian dwarf goats. And so I used the panels because the price of panels have gone up so much. I am going to run wire on the T-posts, and I plan on planting peas out here this fall. I do have a couple of tomato plants I just didn't have the heart to pull out. They do have flowers on them. I don't expect to get anything out of them, but I just left them to see what would happen, and in all honesty, I'm not seeing much. I mean, there are some tomatoes I'm seeing on the plants, but with them being so close to the ground, I can almost guarantee that worms will get them because the caterpillars have gotten so bad again. So I'm cleaning all of this out. That's holy basil that's around that post, but I need to clean all of this out and then run my wire on the posts, and then I'm gonna plant peas. So that's my next thing that I want to tackle, along with weeding. Weeding is it seems like I water and 10 miles of weeds grow up. So this garden bed is basically needs to be redone all the way around. There are some plants in here. There are a lot of weeds. There's a lot of things that died because of the drought that I'm hoping will come back. I'm kind of watching. I've noticed some stuff come back, like the sage is coming back. It looks struggling, but it is coming back. That's horehound that's coming back. So, and yeah, that's a big weed. And those I'm going to have to dig out because they are deep rooted and can't pull them out. This garden bed usually is very lush and beautiful, and it is struggling. So I need to come out and clean it out and get stuff planted so that the soil is shaded. That is a goal. I'm going to plant some food stuff. I also have herbs I want to plant in here. I've got a flat that I started of herbs. And I also have some broccoli that I think I might plant 1 or 2 plants in here. I don't know. We'll see. The very back bed, I'm not even going to take you back there to show because it's 90% weeds. And I have a row of green beans that aren't doing real good back there. I've gotten 1 harvest out of them. They're not producing a whole lot of beans. They're being attacked by caterpillars. I may have to get diligent about using something for them. If I do, it'll be organically BT, but at the same time, I really enjoy my butterflies, and I have a ton of butterflies, so I really don't want to use anything that might harm them. So it's kind of a toss-up. I mean, you want to provide for nature, and at the same time, you end up with pest pressure. So I need to find more beneficial insects to put in my garden, so that way I don't have to poison bugs, and then the bad bugs can become food for the good bugs. So this is all a learning process for me. When I grew up gardening, everything got dusted with Sevens dust or some type of harmful spray, and that is not the way that I want to garden. I'm trying to be as close to organic as physically possible, and so far I'm doing okay, but I do share a lot of stuff with pests. Back up, guys. Let Jenga out. Come on, Jay. All right, so that is my garden tour for October. Hopefully my fall garden will do much better. And I will get the wood chips down so you won't see a whole bunch of unsightly cardboard. But we'll see how it goes. I have a lot on my plate. I know I put it on there, so. And the only way that you can eat an elephant is one bite at a time. And this elephant is massive. But I don't care. I love it. It brings joy. I hope you all have a blessed day. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm really trying to grow this channel. I know it's kind of funky right at the moment because I'm trying to figure all of this out. But that's part of being perfectly imperfect. Things are not perfect in any way, shape, or form. And they're messy. And messy is good. All right. See you on the next video. God bless.